All right, so to give you an example of something you might see, I might draw you a molecule and then ask for what the shapes of the individual components are. So let's take a look at a molecule. And then you want to identify the shape of all non-terminal atoms. So we can start with this nitrogen here. We see it's attached. There's 4 things. So we're thinking the electron geometry is tetrahedral, but really what we're wondering for is the molecular geometry. So 4 things, but one of them is a lone pair. If you think about what that is, that's trigonal pyramidal. And so all of these bonds right here are less than 109.5 degrees. Next up, we have this carbon. There's 4 things. All of them are atoms, and so the electron and molecular geometry are the same. So this is just tetrahedral. And all of these bonds are 109.5 degrees. Next up, we have this carbon. We have 3 things attached. All are bonds, or all are atoms, and so we're thinking AX3. That's trigonal planar. And since there's a double bond right here, if we think about the bond angles, this bond angle will be less than 120 degrees, and then these other bond angles will be greater than 120 degrees. And then finally, we have this oxygen, 4 things. So we're thinking electron geometry tetrahedral, but molecular geometry, 2 of them are lone pairs, and so we're thinking bent. And so this angle right here is less than 109.5 degrees. So you can tell the shape of molecules, and so if you were to actually look at the shape of, what does this thing look like in real life, this is what it would look like. So they have this nitrogen. Nitrogen's drawn a little funky. There's a lone pair that they're not showing, right, and going in the back. You can see the carbon looks like, this carbon looks like a tetrahedral. You can see this oxygen is bent. And you can see that this carbon is trigonal planar, where everything's in the same plane. So get decent at that.